All right, all right, all right. So, hey, IG. Hey, YouTube. Hey, Facebook. So, I am here. I am here. I hope everyone can hear me well. Um, I don't know. Let me see if I could invite some people here on Facebook. Let's see what can I do. Can I invite some people on Instagram? Okay. All right. So here I am. You can join me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I just wanted to come in here and say hello, hello, hello to everyone. Today is the next to the last day of January, and there's some stuff happening, right? There's some real stuff happening. Um, so are y'all getting stressed out over it? Are you feeling some type of way from it? Are you afraid of what is about to happen? Are you shaking in your boots, shaking in your feet, shaking in your Air Force One? So, with everything that is happening, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. Do not be afraid with everything that is happening around because of a couple of things. One, everything, hello, hello, hello. Everything that we see that is happening now can be challenged. That's number one. Some of the things, and yeah, I know the Republicans have the House and the Senate, but still things can be challenged. Um, but that's not the only thing that could be stressing you out, right? I'm talking about the immediate right now today. A lot of things happen and people could be stressed out. People that maybe get ready to get on a flight to go somewhere, you know, I pray for those families that were affected by the airline crash this morning. Um, so it could be a lot of things that could be causing someone to have stress. You could be worried about your job, especially if you are a federal employee. You got threats of no longer being employed, especially if you've been there for a long time and you hold certain positions. Um, you could be stressing over how are you if you lose your job, how are you going to find another one? You could be older, and ageism is real, right? Um, you could also be stressing because you are a small business owner and they cut in DEI, right? Sorry, I'm thirsty. I'm not drinking tea, I'm drinking water. So it could be a lot of things that you could be stressing over. And that's just from today itself. And that's just from what's on the news. I don't know what could be going on in your personal life, but it could be your kids are acting up, your husband acting up, your boyfriend acting up, your girlfriend acting up. It could be your mama or your daddy acting up. It could be your cousin, your sister, your brother. It could be you acting up. It could be a lot of things. But I came on here to talk to you about stress and what it actually is. We feel it. We know when we under stress is we'll be like, oh my God, I'm so stressed right now. But do you understand that it can be I don't know if the word manages right is the right word to use, um, but it can be managed. So let's talk about the most, the acute stress, because that's what a lot of people are under right now. Especially if you watch the news, if you're a government employee, if you are a small business owner, like if you are Black, if you are Latin American, if you are any person that entered into this country, um, or I don't even think it has to be that you entered into the country illegally. I think it could just be you are in the process of doing some immigration stuff. Like I know people personally that did not enter the country illegally, but they got some immigration stuff happening because they were not born in the country and they've been here all their lives, but something happened with their paperwork. So they are having to go back in time, like in their paperwork and find things and whatnot. So you could be under stress. So acute stress is that immediate thing that occurs um, in a moment. An example that I use when I did a talk on stress was you're going to be driving down the street, and I put it in my post. You could be driving down the street and somebody cuts you off, and you're like, "Oh my goodness, thank God that they didn't hit me." And in that moment, you stress, so you got to calm yourself down so that you can continue to drive safely. Gather yourself, so you don't want to chase nobody down and give them the finger and have road rage and all of that stuff. So you have to learn how to manage that acute stress because that's in the moment, right? That's right there in that moment. I was coming from a store one day and I was driving down the hill and the light was green and I was like, "Oh, I can make this light." And the Holy Spirit, honestly, it was the Holy Spirit said, "Don't try." And I'm glad that I did not because as soon as I got to the green light, because it was still green, a car came zooming past. Now, had I picked up speed and went to cross, that car would have teed me. And at the speed that that car was going, I'd have died. The impact alone would have killed me because of physics alone. I would have died. So when I saw that car go fast past me, I immediately was stressed. Oh my God. And I said, "Oh, thank you, Lord, that I did not, and I was talking to myself, calm down, calm down. And because that was a stressful moment for me. Now, then you have chronic stress, right? Well, let me talk about episodic stress first. Episodic stress is when every time, like maybe once a month or twice a month or whatever, um, you need to pay your bills and your paycheck isn't enough. So you robbing Peter to pay Paul, you sitting down, juggling money to make all of your means, all your ends meet. Or you are a single parent and you don't get paid until next week and your kids ate all of the food up, so now it's no snacks in the house. Or it's no substance food in the house and they need to eat. That's stressful because you're now like, I don't have any money and it's no food in the house. So where am I going to get food to feed my kids? Or I don't have any more money and I need to pay my electric bill or my water bill or something. Where am I going to get the money from? So those are episodic stresses. You got to go to work and your gas light is already on and you don't even have $5. That's an episodic stress. So you stress for that moment, for that episode. How do you manage that? So those types of stresses. The acute stress is intermittent, it's fleeting, it goes away in that one moment of time. That chronic stress, I'm sorry, that episodic stress, it comes and it goes. So it's with an episode. It's with when one thing happens or this thing happens, right? But it's that chronic stress, that acute stress and episodic stress can build onto one another, and you will have chronic stress. Or you could just have chronic stress all by itself. So what is chronic stress? So chronic stress is the life that you live as a young black male in America, when you are maybe afraid to walk down the street because in New York City because they're doing stop and frisk. Maybe because you are a young, just graduated from college, you got a brand new job, you are in Silicon Valley making big money, and you get this really nice car, and the police pull you over. Or it could just be um, you want to buy healthy foods for your kids, and you have to travel to the other side of town to go to the healthy food market to get the food. Or it could just be that you want to be able to go to work and care for patients and not have overhead telling you how many things you need to check off, how many boxes you need to check off, and how many things that you need to do that has nothing to do with taking care of a patient. You could have daily stress of your boss coming to tell you to do things that you have already done. If they are a micromanager, you've already submitted the papers, you already did the project, you know, but they're still coming to you saying, "Oh, where's this at? Where is that?" Well, it's in your email. I put it on your desk. I've already completed it. And they're just like, "Oh, wow, I didn't know. I didn't know." Yeah, because you didn't look, you just came straight to me. So I think as Black people in America, we live with chronic stress. Yes. And the chronic stress of raising teenagers. Because, especially in this day and age where the stuff that's on social media, the stuff that's on regular TV, it's crazy out here. These teenagers, whoo, they got it. I don't want to say they got it bad, but they got it. They got it some kind of way. So, women are under chronic stress just because we are women, because we constantly, so let me say this part first. I know the perception of a lot of men think that if you are a cute female, that you have people knocking down your door, trampling over each other to come at you. That may be the case for some people, but that's not the case for the majority of people. Because if you are a cute woman of substance, those types of guys are not coming to you because they're not ready for you. That's number one. Number two is the stress of people making assumptions about you as a woman because you are cute, because you have it together, because you are handling your business. That's stressful alone because people make assumptions about you, right? They make assumptions that you think you know it all, that you think you're too good for people, that you think you're better than people, those types of things, and you just want to be friendly, right? So black men have stress. Like I said, young black men, but older black men have stress because they are trying to love on their woman. They are trying to be providers and care for their families. And you have everything coming against them. You got work, you got society, you got just basic life coming at them. So everybody has stress. I don't know the kind of stress white men have, but I think everybody has stress. So um, everybody has some kind of stress. How do you mitigate stress? You got to think about the things that matter to you. First off, you have to be stressful about the things that are real. Like a lot of things with the new administration that's happening, we have to wait and see. We have to be patient. We have to wait and see. We can't move in fear. We can't move in emotion. We cannot move in uh, just in case. Now, I'm not saying don't be prepared because you got to be prepared for whatever's coming, but you have to be mindful and don't move in emotion. Everyday stress, you can mitigate that by having a center. So, my center is God. So, every day when I wake up, spend a little bit of time in prayer, um, read my word, meditate a little bit, talk to the Lord. And that's my center. That's where I keep myself grounded. My trust in God helps me to not be anxious and worried about what is happening around me in the world. Now, don't get it twisted because I'm prepared. I'm always in preparation mode, making sure that I'm doing the things that I need to do to keep me protected and those around me that I love protected. But I'm not moving in fear, if you understand that. So, everyday stress, um, you have to figure out what is the thing that's causing you stress and why is it causing you stress. And then sometimes you got to remove that stress. Sometimes you got to remove yourself from the thing that's causing stress so that you're not stressed. For instance, I only work weekends. I don't have to deal with a lot of administration stuff because I work weekends at the hospital. And they all know it. So I'm not saying anything that they don't already know. And if they don't know, well, now they know. Okay. But I'm okay with that. So you have to figure out what to do for you. So that is one way that you can mitigate stress is remove yourself from it because you can't control other people. So you can't be mad and yelling at your boss and telling them, I just did this and you keep coming in there. Now you can have a conversation with them in a polite and a respectful way and say, hey, listen, why don't you, before you come to me, ask me or look at your email, check your folder to see because I've already submitted. More likely, I've already done it. You can do that. Um, but you can also ask, you can talk to the person, you can remove yourself, but you can also figure out how or ask yourself, why is this causing me so much stress? What is it about this thing that is causing me a lot of stress? And that's a conversation that you have to have with yourself because only you can answer that. And you got to be truthful with yourself. A lot of times we don't want to be truthful with ourselves because that can be painful. That can cause us to investigate the part of ourselves that we don't really like about ourselves, but we still have to visit that part of ourselves so that we can be a better version of ourselves. So, yeah, we have to do that. So, those are three ways that you can mitigate stress in your life. Some ways to release stress exercise, working out, walking, dancing. Um, Unhealthy ways are smoking, drinking, and doing drugs. Um, so you don't want to do those. However, dancing, moving, swimming, whatever thing that you like to do that causes your body to move is a good way to release stress because stress actually build up in your body. It can cause muscle pain. It could cause bowels backing up. It could cause stomach cramps. It could cause headaches. And all of those things are doing damage to your body. Yep, it's doing damage to your body. And you want to live and you want to be moving and you want to feel young, even if you're not young. You want to feel it, right? I know I'm not afraid to tell my age. I'm 56 and I want to do some things and my mind is like, "Oh girl, you got it." And then when I start like, "Wow, what was I thinking? I am 56. I am not 26." But I complete it and then afterwards I'm like, "Oof, I got to remember that I'm 56." But thank God I can complete the task, right? But my point is, you have to move to release the stress. Get your body moving. I carry stress in my shoulders, like right here. Oh my God, it hurts now because stress from school. I, anyway, stress from school, right? It's only 3 weeks, and I'm stressing over school. Um, but I'm going to get a massage to relieve that stress. So you got to know what things to do to release stress and to relieve it or release it. So, and then there's rest. So resting is different from sleeping. When you're asleep, you got your eyes closed and you get good sleep if you reach REM sleep, but you got to be in REM sleep for a certain amount of time for your body to actually rest. Now, you can get rest without sleeping. Did you know that? Yeah, you can get rest without sleeping. So, how do you do that? You put your phone down, you put your electronics down, you get a good book, you go to a nice quiet place, and you sit down and you read and you go off into this imaginary place. Yeah, it has to be a nonfiction book, a book that is a story made up so that you can be in that adventurous place in the book, immerse yourself in the story to kind of escape from whatever is stressing you. That's one way that is very good to way to relax. Another way I like to just be near water, near the ocean, smelling the salt, feet in the sand. I hate to get the sand in my car though, but I like the area. I like to hear the birds and smelling the salt water, hearing the waves brushing up on the sand, and I love I love that. That is very relaxing for me. So you can rest by resting your mind. And how can you rest your mind? A good book, silence even. Not even reading a book sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta go somewhere and sit and be quiet. I think the new age thing is mindfulness. Um, Sometimes people call it meditation. Sometimes you just need to go in the corner. Not even in the corner. You could sit in your living room, sit on the balcony, sit in your porch, sit outside, smell the fresh air, and just be quiet. Be alone with yourself. Enjoy your own company. Let your mind be free. Don't think about anything. Take some deep breaths in and out and ask God to clear your mind so that you can just sit and rest. So the Bible, Jesus says that his yoke is easy and it's light, and that we should take on his yoke, Y-O-K-E, um, and we should give him our yoke, Y-O-K-E. So if you don't know what a yoke is, that is an agricultural term. So back in Jesus' time, in biblical times, I should say, because Jesus' time is all time. In biblical time, there is an agricultural society, right? So they have oxen, and the oxen, they have this thing around their necks to help move the plow, and they put two the oxen together. So that is the metaphor of don't be unequally yoked. Because if you put the yoke around an oxen and a donkey, the donkey gonna sit down and ain't gonna be moving because the donkey is stubborn. And the oxen be trying to move and it's not going nowhere because the donkey is holding them back, and it's like being dead weight. So nothing is being done. No movement is taking place because the oxen, as strong as it is, even if it dragged the donkey a little bit, may only take one or two steps. Wow, that was a word for me, y'all. Thank you, God. But anyway, don't be unequally yoked. So when you are yoked with a heavy burden, if I got, if I'm an oxen and I got 10 plows behind me that I'm trying to pull, that's a heavy, heavy burden. Or if I got one plow and I'm trying to pull it through brush that's higher and taller and thicker than the oxen, me as the oxen, it's hard to push through that. You can't. So Jesus is saying, take on his yoke and give him that heavy burden, right? If we give him that heavy burden, literally, just say, God, I'm giving you this heavy burden because I can't take it. Give me your light burden. I'm going to tell you the truth. That stress will be gone. Don't take the burden back. Don't take the yoke back. But I know from experience that stress will be gone. That stress, as soon as you take it back, the stress will come back. But in that time period, when you give over that stress, that yoke, that burden to Christ, and you ask him to give you the light one, and anytime you think that you're starting to worry about that issue or something like that, you remember what he did before. You remember how he kept you before. You remember what he did in the past. You remember how he kept you. And you lean on that. And you thank him for that. And as you are thanking him for what he did before, that will sustain your faith and your trust in him for what he's doing now. So don't stress. Trust God. Leave it in his hands. Give it over to him. Ask him, God, I'm so worried about my job. Take this yoke. Protect my job. Give me your yoke. God, I'm worried about what the president is trying to do. Take this yoke. Give me your yoke. God, I'm worried about the DEI stuff. Take this yoke. Give me your yoke. I'm worried about my black male, my black children. Take this yoke. Give me your yoke. I'm worried about my abuela having to leave the country. I'm worried about ICE coming to take people away. God, take this yoke and give me your yoke. So we have to not stress. I'm not going to say, so don't think that I'm saying that these things are not legitimate to stress over, because that's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying at all. I was watching the news today and I was just like, wow, oh my goodness, Lord help our country. That's not what I'm saying. The legitimacy is there. But what I'm saying is, don't let stress wear you down. Don't let stress will kill you. Being stressed out can take you out. Being stressed out. I'm taking on my pastor. Come here. Listen, did you hear what I said? Being stressed out will take you out. Don't be taken out by the stress of everything that's happening in this world, in the United States. Now, I put my faith in God. I don't put my faith in the government. I put my faith in God. I don't put my faith in my job. I put my faith in God. I don't put my faith in people. But I do believe and I know that no matter what is happening, no matter what it's going to look like, in the end, God has the last say. No matter what it looks like, no matter what's happening, in the end, God has the last say. So, to help you to relieve the stress, take walks, go dancing, turn the music on in your house and dance. Get your body moving, get the blood pumping, get those endorphins released out of your body because they can turn into toxins. And those toxins can cause you to get sick. When you're stressed and you have a lot of you don't release those endorphins turn into toxins. Those toxins can cause different things in your body. They can cause headaches. These things can cause you to even have a heart attack. Stress can cause you to have a heart attack. So we don't want to be stressed out. We don't want to be stressed out. Do not let the stuff stress you out so it don't take you out. So make your plan. That's fine. Be prepared. That's fine. But don't stress about it. Do the things that you need to do to stay healthy. I was talking to my best friend the other day, and she and I both said, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. I will say this, you need to exercise because if you need to run, you got to be able to run for real. I don't think anything like that is going to happen. I've been seeing and hearing a lot of things that people keep saying is going to happen. I don't think anything like that is going to happen. I don't think it's going to be, it's, well, let me say this. I am a law abiding citizen. I don't break the law because me and jail ain't compatible. So I'm a law abiding citizen. So I can speak for me as a law abiding citizen. I don't think that anything is going to happen to law abiding citizens. I pray that it doesn't. However, that is not to say that I am not blind to what I see and hear on the news and all of that. So be conscientious of those things, but don't allow those things to move you. I saw someone say that the more that you listen, it's causing you to be stressed and it's causing you to act in emotional ways that is not congruent to our livelihood because you are stressing over this and you're mad about something and You driving fast and you get pulled over. And that particular day, the cop got an attitude, and you got an attitude. And two people with attitudes on two different sides of the fences do not get along. It don't mix. That's like oil and water, or oil and water, and it doesn't mix, and it doesn't mix well. So exercise, move your body, dance, swim, skate, do what you can do to get those toxins out of your body from being stressed. Don't let them build up. You getting a headache? Go lay down, take a nap. You know, you getting your stomach all messed up because you anxious about something. Stop. Think about, why are you anxious about this thing? Give it over to God. And if that's not your thing to give it over to God, figure out why you feeling anxious about it. Why are you what is it about that thing that's causing you anxiety? Because if you know that answer, then you can understand why you are being anxious and you can stop. The only way to stop a thing is to know why you do it. That's the only way to stop a thing, is to understand the reason why you do it or you allow it to happen to you. Once you understand that, what it is about you that either allowed it or caused it or do it, then you can stop it because you know the root cause. And then you eliminate the root and then it's done. So I wanted to come on here. I wanted to talk about stress. I wanted to help you all understand um, what stress is, how to mitigate it, how to relieve it, release it, right? So you mitigate it by either removing yourself, removing a stressor, and or making changes to yourself so that you can manage the stress better. And the only way that you can do that is to know why that thing is causing you stress. And then I talked about taking on Jesus' yoke because his yoke is light and easy. Because the yoke that you're carrying is heavy. So give it over to God. And if that's not your thing, which is okay, that's not your thing, figure out why it's causing you stress. Then you can mitigate. Then you can help yourself by uprooting it, getting to the root of the problem and uprooting it, and thereby changing you. All right, beautiful people. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing, for liking, for following me on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, on I just joined Fanbase. I'm on Fanbase too. So I did tell y'all I had an announcement, right? So if you read my post, then you know last year I did 2 certifications. I completed my certification for public health, which is a requirement for me to complete my master's in public health, which is one of the degrees that I'm in school for my master's degree. And the other thing that I did was I got certified as a transformational speaker through Dr. Darius Daniels Academy, who is also my pastor. Guess what I'm about to do now? Well, I am doing. I'm 3 weeks in. It's so crazy because the coursework matches my school coursework in time frame. So I have taken on the task of becoming a nurse coach. Yay! Oh, where's my applause thingy? Oh, I missed it. Okay. Yay! I'm still learning this. I'm still learning this. So now I am in doing the coursework through to be a nurse coach through the Integrated Nurse Coach Collective. So I am excited about that. So stay tuned. I will be done around August, May, or sometime this summer, and you'll be seeing what I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned because I'm going to have a few people participate with me for my practicum. So if you have something that you want to be coached on as through health, so one of the things that I am a holistic person. I wanted to be a nurse because I like to. I think that we as people are holistic. Like you can't have a physically. You can be a physical being that has a good physique, but if your mind ain't right, if your emotions ain't right, you're not a healthy person. So I believe that you have to be um, whole and healthy in all areas to be completely whole, to be completely healed. And Jesus said that He came that we can have life and have it more abundantly. And I believe that we can have that abundant life right here on earth. So thank you all for the congratulations. I'm doing the nurse coaching because it will allow me to use the tools that I learned to have give me the framework so that I can help people, especially when I finish my graduate school and become a nurse practitioner, in more holistic ways. So that is not just going through traditional medicine because traditional medicine mm, is there. Um, but I do believe in a lot of holistic things. I believe in herbal remedies. I believe in the non-traditional things. We are what we eat, so you can't be eating a lot of. You can't eat any um, foods with preservatives and that kind of thing. So as I am growing and learning, I will be sharing my information with you all as usual, because for those that really know me, know that I like to share my knowledge with people, and I like to help people, and I want people to just live their highest quality of life. So that's my calling to help individuals to live their highest quality of life, regardless of whatever health state you're in. Right? It doesn't matter what health state you're in. I believe that you can obtain the highest quality of life ever, regardless of what health state you're in. And I can help you with that. I can help you with that. So, have a good night. Thank you for listening. I appreciate you all so much. I really do. And I say thank you, thank you, thank you. You can follow me Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Go on YouTube, like, share, comment on my videos, and follow me on Fanbase. And have a good evening, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate y'all. Toodles. Good night, y'all. Yay.